So the very first thing that I would do if I only have like a highlighter and a marker is I'm going to start off with the lighter of the two. So I'm going to start off with figuring out where I'm going to be putting my eyes. So this looks kind of funny right now, but your eyes are actually really, really round, and when they're inside of your eye socket and underneath your eyelids, then it starts forming that almond shape that we have. So then from there, I'm going to start rendering. There's my, okay, and I'll put my pupil, iris, and then here are my pupils. All right, so one thing that I want you to know is your eyes are, in between your eyes is the bridge of your nose, and that is going to be the same size as your eye. So if I take this, pluck it out, I can put it right there. Okay, so when we're drawing our eyes, please make sure you keep that in mind. All right, so I have the basic shape down, and now I'm gonna go over how to draw it, especially for those students who have never really drawn a realistic human eye before. So the very first thing that I like to do is I like to start off with the tops of the eyelids. Okay. Then I like to draw in the pupils, or sorry, the irises. Okay. And then here are the pupils. I'm just gonna leave that part alone because I like to have a little highlight up there. Another thing that you should know is you don't have to draw all of the same, like I don't have to draw these exact ones here, okay? I could draw ones that are smiling here, ones that are a little bit more closed here, or ones that are a little bit more expressive. That's up to you, okay? And then from here, and notice how I'm being symmetrical. I'm doing whatever I'm doing to one eye, I'm doing to the other at the same time. And it's as mirrored as possible. There's my tear duct. Okay. Here's my eyelid that kind of mimics that round part. Then under here, the round part of the eye kind of mimics that. Drawing in some eyebrows. Draw in as much as you want. Here's the bridge of the nose. This might be a little bit off, but you know, if yours is a little bit off, that's okay. We're practicing, right? Okay. Okay, and then from there, you can start shading in some stuff. So these are horizontal lines. We can cross them to have hatches, hatch line. You can do a little bit of that there. I'm gonna color in some of my pupil. A lot of times when people are drawing eyes, they don't leave, or they leave this whole thing completely white. But if you look at somebody's eye, this part right here, the eyelid, always casts a shadow onto the eye. So that's something that you can think about when you're doing this. You can flip your paper over to match the direction of your hand if that works best for you, okay? All right, so I'm gonna color in some more. So this is a water-soluble marker that I'm using. A lot of the markers that you have at home are the same way, and the highlighter tends to pick those up, so that's why I like using highlighter and marker together. So I can use another color another highlighter if you like. See how it kind of blended that together? And I'm going to go over this whole thing right here because I want to make it give the illusion that this eyelid is above this eye. Do that too. Excuse the shaking of the table. This is what I have set up at home. And like I said, if you have something else at home that you would like to use, you could do that. Your choice. Crayons are acceptable. A lot of you use crayons on your other pre-assessment, and that was great. Last thing that I want to go over with these is the eyelashes. When you're drawing eyelashes, they're not just like straight up. When you look at eyelashes, they kind of clump together when you're looking at them. And when they're closer together, they kind of clump. And then we have eyelashes at the bottom as well. Okay, I'm going to mix this a little bit. I'm going to put some pink in there just for fun. All right, just being a little bit crazy with that. All right, so now that I have that one done, if you have marker at home and that's all you have at home, you could do that. You can use marker. If you want to start off with pencil first, you could do that too. It's up to you. What I like to do when I'm using markers is like I said on the highlighter, I always like to start off with the lighter color. So again, I'm going to initially just draw in where I'm going to be putting the eyes, keeping in mind that it's the same distance between the eyes are the same, in between the eyes are the same length. Leave some space right here for your bridge of your nose. Here we go. And if you want to look at any other tutorials online, or if you want to ask me any questions, you could do that. I just want you to be practicing and really looking at eyes rather than going, oh, this is just the shape of my eye. This is what an eye looks like. Okay, I want you to really think about what an eye looks like, the anatomy of an eye. Some of you have never done anything like this before, so I wanted to make sure I gave you as much info as possible. It almost looks like the same color. I'm going to move on to this one. This one is a little bit darker. Looks like somebody emailed me. And then when I have those simple guidelines, like those two circles, those are always going to help me figure out where everything is. And then if you know how to draw an eye, or you've already practiced an eye, it just becomes more simplified, especially when we are drawing the whole face, the whole anatomy of the face. It just becomes easier and easier. Then maybe some of you would like to practice cross hatching on this. That would be great. All right, but you guys get the point of this. And make sure when you're doing the eyelashes, they're not just like this over here. They are, some of them are clumped together and some of them are separate. Okay. So you could do 3 sets of something like this. All right. Lastly, pencil. Okay, so I already drew in some eyeballs here. So you'd want to start with the tops of the eye. And then, you know what, I'm going to bring it over here just a little bit more. Then I'm going to draw in the iris. Now, these ones are a little bit more smiley. So if you look in the mirror and you smile, your eyelids kind of go up. So that's something that you can think about when you're drawing an eye, or when you're drawing a portrait. Is the person smiling? Look at the bottoms. This one I'm not going to make smiling. I'm just going to be bringing it straight down. I'm going to make sure I do the eyelids. Then I'm going to umbrella the eyes with my eyebrows. And then here are my pupils. And I like to circle where I'm going to be putting a highlight, or you can square it too, depending on where the light source is. There's typically a highlight in the eye, and that should be something that you think about when you're drawing it. Okay, if you want to slow this down, you can slow it down so I'm not going so fast for some of you. Again, if you want to practice your cross hatching, here's a good place to do your cross hatching. So cross hatching be something like this. So this would be the bridge of your nose. Okay. Remember, you have an eraser. If you made a mistake, you can fix it. But one thing that I do, I always fix a mistake before I erase it. So you see this line here? I probably don't need that, but I'm going over everything so I can fix that mistake or erase the mistake because I already fixed it. Okay, and all of these lines, I already fixed that mistake so I can erase it. Just tear it up. And it's always good to look at some references when you're doing this. All right, and remember, there is a shadow that casts on the eyes, so you want to make sure that you're putting that shadow on your eyeball. It's not completely white. All right, so I'm not going to work on this very much longer, just so that you guys can get started on your projects. But when I'm doing this, I want to make sure that you know that the eyelashes They're not all straight up and down like this. They kind of clump together. Like I said before, there's shadows that happen from here, like really, really dark shading to here, all the way over here. If you want to shade it in like it is like a coloring, you could do that, or you can try hatching, or if you have a Sharpie at home, you can do your stippling. So stippling would be dots. So it's up to you how you want to do it. I just really want to make sure that you guys practice your eyes, and yeah, just go from there. Please email me if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.